What's up everybody, this is Mastery and Gamer, and welcome to my 2K Q&A special video. You guys sent me in a load of questions, quite a few more than I was expecting to get, so without further ado, let's dive right in and I'll start answering them. What's your favorite Overwatch event? Probably Uprising. I think that has so far had some of the best skins we've seen from events, and definitely the best game mode. What was your first rank? When I first ranked, discounting Season 1 because that, had a completely different ranking system, I'm pretty sure I placed somewhere around mid-platinum. Is Illuminati confirmed? No, I don't think so. Although I will note that even if I did think it was confirmed, I would still say no. So take that as you will. Who is your favorite hero that wasn't around when Overwatch came out? So the new heroes. Definitely Orisa. I think she's the most fun of the 4 post-release heroes we've had. What is your favorite event skin so far? There are just so many event skins that I don't know if I could pick a favorite. There's a lot of good ones. I like Winston's Yeti skin. I like Torbjorn's Uprising skins. Zarya's Frosted skin. There's quite a few. Sadly, I don't think I can pick a single favorite. If you could make up a skin concept for your main, being D.Va, what would it be? I think D.Va has quite a bit of potential for cool skins. I think it'd be cool if she got some sort of spaceship looking skin and then she was in an astronaut suit. But I'm also quite a big fan of that shark and diver skin, which I'm pretty sure you guys have probably seen the concept art for. So either of those would be pretty cool. What was the first hero you picked up when you first played Overwatch? So this is actually quite interesting. The very first hero that I played, and actually one of the main heroes that I thought was appealing before I even played the game, and was one of the reasons I played it, was Bastion. Yes, that's right, Bastion. He looked so cool. He was a robot that turned into a turret. It's so cool. Funnily enough, though, I pretty quickly started picking up that I like playing tanks quite a bit more, so Bastion kind of fell off, but yeah, Bastion was the first hero that I played. Do you think you will ever achieve Master or Grandmaster? No, probably not. I don't think I could ever put in the commitment to just purely getting better at the game that would be required for me to reach Master or Grandmaster. I just enjoy playing the game for the fun of it too much, to be honest. What was your first legendary skin? I wish I could remember, but honestly, I just don't remember. That was too long ago. Do you have other favorite games like Overwatch? Yes, I'm actually quite fond of the Legend of Zelda series. I'm a big fan of a lot of Valve games, such as Half-Life, Portal, TF2. None of these I play nearly as much as Overwatch, but they're all games that I am quite fond of. Will you ever do a setup tour? I'm guessing you mean a tour of my computer and my desk and everything. And I guess if you guys wanted me to, I could do that. I wasn't particularly planning to otherwise. Where did you get your profile pic from, and who is he? Alright, here we go. A lot of you guys asked me this question and have been asking me this for a while at this point. So, here we go. Finally gonna answer this. So years ago, I was with my Boy Scout troop and we went on a trip to Chicago, Illinois. And in Chicago, my friend, while we were walking through the streets, found an action figure just lying there on the ground. And that action figure wasn't this guy. But while we were on the trip, my friend was always playing with the action figure, and I kind of got a little jealous. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool if I had my own action figure. So when I got home from the trip, I dug around through my basement, and I did find this guy. So for a few years, me and my friend kind of each had our own action figures, and we'd do, fun kid action figure adventure sort of things. And then fast forward a few more years until I'm starting to get into gaming a lot more. And you need to have your gaming profile, essentially, your persona, so to say. And so I was trying to think, what would be a good profile picture? And I still had the action figure sitting on my desk where he pretty much had ended up sitting when I kind of got too old to play with him anymore. And so I thought, that would be a pretty unique picture. Nobody else would probably ever have a profile picture of this specific action figure. And thus, took a picture of him, made it my profile, and it's stuck ever since. What's your favorite D.Va skin? I'd have to definitely say Junker. As you see, that's the one I use the most these days. I'm also quite fond of her officer skin, though. Where do you live? I live in the United States of America in the state of Missouri. And if you know much about Missouri, then you can probably narrow it down to one of about 3 areas in particular. What game would you play if Overwatch didn't exist? So for a few months prior to the release of Overwatch, I was actually getting pretty heavy into playing TF2, which, as I'm sure many of you know, is very similar to Overwatch. I had been playing TF2 for years beforehand, but it was about, I think, 6 months prior to Overwatch's release that I really started getting into it and trying to get good at TF2. And then, of course, when Overwatch came out, I tried Overwatch and I was like, okay, so this is basically a better version of TF2. So if Overwatch didn't exist, I'd probably still be playing Team Fortress 2. Who's your favorite support? I'd have to go with Lucio. He's a pretty cool dude. What's your favorite skin in Overwatch? Well, just like favorite event skin, there's too many good ones. I could never pick just a single favorite. Sorry for such a boring answer. In Overwatch, are there any characters that you would buff or nerf if you could? And if so, why? I don't think there are any characters that particularly need buffs, with the exception of Roadhog, who currently has a buff on the PTR, so we'll see how that plays out. I think Hanzo could probably see a nerf to his scatter arrow. I feel like getting one-shotted by that is probably the worst feeling in the game as of right now, so I think something about that should be fixed, but otherwise, I don't think there are any big changes that really need to be made in the game. Would you smash or pass the Summer Event 76 skin? I think if I was a lonely housewife whose husband was regularly out of town on business, I'd probably let 76 put his meat in my grill. How old are you? 22. What do you think of Tracer as a character? Tracer, in my opinion, is by far the most obnoxious character in the game, so honestly I have to say that I really don't like her very much. Do you have a pet? No. Although I'm quite fond of cats. Who's your favorite character and what do you like about them? So D.Va is my favorite to play and also who I'm best at. Although overall, I think the characters in Overwatch in general are just so good. Like, I love Junkrat, I love Roadhog, I love Lucio, I love Zarya. Tons of characters that, you know, depending on what category you're gonna categorize them as being your favorite, I don't think I could ever even pick just a single favorite hero in the game. Sorry for the lame answer again. Thoughts on tactical team communication abilities, such as mortar strikes with meters in which degrees and angles. So mortar strikes would be cool, but just given how Overwatch is designed in terms of maps and heroes, I don't think it would ever really work, at least not anything more extreme than, you know, how Junkrat's grenades already work. And otherwise, I feel like team communication is a pretty big thing already, just, you know, being able to coordinate things and combo ults. Ways to make Bastion useful, fun, and not overpowered. So I think the biggest issue with Bastion is just that his entire character revolves around being immobile while in turret form, and Overwatch is a game that is heavily dependent on being able to move around quickly. So I think that's really the biggest issue that he faces when it comes to being useful in the game. Why did Dad beat me with jumper cables last Easter? I would say it probably has something to do with his pent-up frustration over the fact that you were the reason Mom left. What made you want to play Overwatch? Well, as I already said, I was big into TF2, and it's a very similar game, the sort of team-based shooter. However, Overwatch felt so much more polished and refined, and, you know, TF2 is a decade old at this point. It just seemed like a better version of this game that I already loved playing, so that's pretty much why I played it. What's your favorite color? Blue. What's your favorite food? Probably pizza. How skilled of an Overwatch player do you think you are? I think I have very, very good game sense, mostly because of just how many hours I've put into the game. But I feel like I lack a lot of the mechanical skill and reaction speeds that would be necessary in order for me to be like a pro-level player, or reach Master or Grandmaster, as I mentioned before. What golden guns do you have? I currently have a golden gun for D.Va and Zarya, and my next golden gun will probably either go to Reinhardt or Orisa. If you were to make a skin for any character, who would it be? And what will you add to that skin? I would love to see more characters get Mad Max-style post-apocalyptic skins, like D.Va's Junker and Ana's Wasteland. Particularly, I think it would be super cool to see someone like Orisa or Bastion get like a scrap robot skin. I think that would be really cool. What is your favorite Uprising skin? Probably either of Torbjorn's 2 Uprising skins. What software do you use for making thumbnails in your banner? GIMP. If you ever feel like you need to buy Photoshop, don't. Use GIMP. It's free. Do you think you'll start tip videos up again? I guess if you guys like tip videos, I could do those. I never really thought about the fact that I haven't really done any recently. I think I get kind of nervous that when I give out tips like that I'm somehow gonna say something bad that's actually not a good tip and thus steer you guys in the wrong direction. So I guess I get a little nervous about doing that. Will you set up a Patreon or something that we can support you or donate? So this question kinda caught me off guard. I guess I always thought that I would set up a Patreon when I got bigger, but I feel like it might be a bit presumptuous of me to set one up while I only have like 2,000 subscribers. However, if you guys are actually interested in supporting me like that, then I guess let me know and maybe I'll set up a Patreon sooner than I was otherwise planning to. Will you have a hand reveal at 2.5k subs? Well, technically I've already done a hand reveal. I mean, if you've watched any of my merch review videos, then you've seen both my hands in that. Will you be playing Destiny 2? No, I think it's pretty safe to say I won't. Destiny never really stood out as being that appealing to me, so no. Since when are you a master gamer, and what is your first game that you remember playing as a kiddo? So Master Ian was pretty much just a stupid name I came up with as a kid in order to make myself sound cool, and somehow that transcended to my gamer tag essentially as I got older, and now it's the name of my channel, so I don't know if I really have a reason for why I'm a master gamer. And as for my first game, the oldest I can really think of is playing something like Lego Racer back on my family computer when I was super young. I don't know for sure if that was the first game I ever played, but certainly one of the oldest that I can remember. Is there a chance you would do a live stream with playing with fans? So yes, that's actually exactly what I plan to do at some point, hopefully soon. I'll probably have another channel update video talking more about this once I get more kind of caught up with actually doing that. Because I've had a lot of you people ask me if you could like friend me in Overwatch and stuff. And I think I'm going to hold off on doing any of that until I get live streaming set up, and then I can host, a live stream play with me night, I guess. I don't know, some of you guys seem to like it. It seems kind of weird still to me, the concept that strangers on the internet want to play video games with me. But yeah, I definitely want to start doing live streaming at some point, hopefully soon, but I'm still getting that set up. Do you have any advice for smaller channels as myself? Granted, I've only had, limited experience. I'm by no means a big channel, I'm still very, very small. But I would just say, don't get discouraged by growing slowly, because I think no matter what, you're probably always going to end up growing slower than you hope to. And so the big thing is just stick with it, just keep doing it, because that's really what it takes, just persistence. That's honestly the biggest thing I can suggest. Do you have Insta? I'm assuming you mean Instagram, in which case the answer is no. Why do you always heart and reply our comments? Every time I have commented on this channel, I receive a heart and usually a reply. The reason I do that is because, well, as I've said, I'm a very small channel, and so it seems like the least I can do is try to be engaging with all of you guys, make you feel welcome on my channel, show you to some degree that I actually really, really appreciate the fact that, first of all, you're watching my video, second of all, that you took the time to leave a comment on it. I mean, really, it's just my way of expressing, oh my god, I can't believe people actually watch my stuff. Would you consider going to console? I know a lot of you have asked me about playing on console because you play on console and you want to play with me, but unfortunately, I've never particularly been a fan of consoles, with the exception of like Nintendo, like the Wii and whatnot. I was a big fan of that when I was younger, but otherwise, all my life, it's pretty much been on the PC, so sorry, I really don't ever plan to go to console. What is your favorite summer game skin? Probably Soldier's skin, just because it's so perfect. Closely followed by McCree's. Who is your main and who is your least favorite hero to play? So my main, of course, is D.Va, and my least favorite is probably Hanzo. I'm pretty bad at Hanzo, and I just don't really have fun playing him. What keeps you motivated to reply and interact with most, if not all, comments? Really, it's the fact that I super duper appreciate that all you guys keep watching my stuff. And I want to make sure that you understand that I really appreciate that you're watching my stuff. If you could have 3 new summer game skins guaranteed, which ones would they be? So I don't think I quite understand what you're asking here. Either you're asking, of the existing 2017 summer game skins, which 3 would I want? In which case it would be Soldiers, McCrees, and Junkrats. Granted, I already have Junkrats, but those 3 are probably my favorite. And if you're asking about new summer game skins, which don't currently exist, then probably go with the Shark and Diver skin for Diva, which I mentioned before, and heck, let's just go with Speedos for Roadhog and Reinhardt. What do you think about a competitive capture the flag mode? So this goes pretty hand in hand with my most recent video before this one, where I was talking about the issues with competitive Lucio Ball. I think it might be cool to have competitive capture the flag, although I think overall it would be a bad idea, just because it would split the competitive player base. Who is your favorite comic book character? I hate to give another lame answer, but I'm really not a comic book guy. I've never been into superheroes or anything like that, so I really don't have a favorite. What made you want to make videos on Overwatch? So I did Let's Plays on my channel years back starting. Maybe you guys have seen some of those, hopefully not, because they're pretty terrible. But anyway, then I stopped making videos for like a year or two, and then I realized that I actually really like making YouTube videos. And so coming back to YouTube, I was like, okay, what do I even want to do on YouTube? I had just recently gotten into Overwatch, and so I was like, what if I started a more analytical style channel where I'd talk about the game, talk about news, talk about updates, and thus, I started making the videos I make, and I love doing it, and heck, you guys seem to like it too. You already got me to 2,000 subscribers, so yeah, really just a love for Overwatch and a love for just making YouTube videos in general. If you could travel back in time, even before you started playing, and get one event skin you never got, which would it be? Honestly, I've gotten pretty much every skin that I ever really wanted from an event, so I don't really have a good answer to this question. Who inspired you to make YouTube videos? So honestly, the biggest inspirations for me weren't actually other Overwatch channels, despite what it may seem that they would be. A few of the channels which I consider the most inspiring are Valve News Network and Arlo. This may seem like an odd selection of channels, but both of them were ones that I kind of subscribed to them when they were fairly small, and then watched them grow from being small to legitimately successful channels. And that more than anything was just, seeing the process of that happen to somebody else inspired me and was like, wow. What if I did that myself? What if I had my own channel and I could do that? So that's probably the best answer I could give. Will you do a diss track? Haha. You guys probably don't want to see me attempt to do a diss track. Because I know I don't want to see me attempt to do a diss track. So sorry, I don't think I'm gonna do one. How long have you played Overwatch, and how many hours have you played since you've got a silver portrait? So I've first played Overwatch during the open beta May of 2016, whatever weekend that was. That's when I first played it. I fell in love with it that weekend, and then immediately started playing it once it released like a couple weeks later. So yeah, I've been playing it pretty much for the duration of it being officially released. As for how many hours specifically, I'd have to go into my profile and check, so I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, I've played quite a few hours. Do you like anime? And if so, do you like hentai? So back in high school, I was actually a fairly big anime fan. Since then, it's stagnated quite a bit. I really don't watch it at all anymore, to be honest. And as for hentai, well, I think like most people, I enjoy a good hentai every now and again, but by no means would I consider myself a hentai aficionado or anything like that. And that pretty much wraps up the Q&A right there. I apologize if you didn't see your specific question show up. A lot of you asked very similar questions, and so for the sake of time and everything, I tried to just lump all those together, so I apologize if you didn't see yours come up. Hopefully you guys liked this kind of video. If you did, then I'll probably do another one at some point in the future, maybe once I hit 5,000 subscribers or something like that. And as a last note, I just wanted to give a special shout out to one of my subscribers in particular, who made 2 different channel banners for me. And I'll put them up on screen so you can see them. So a special thank you to, I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce your username properly, Grxnty? That's pretty much what I think in my head when I see the way you spell it. So thank you so much for making these. I just wanted to show them off because I felt bad that I didn't end up using them, and I wanted you to get some recognition for them. So with that, we'll wrap up this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and even more for getting me to 2,000 subscribers. I mean, that's really big for me, guys. I appreciate it. I don't know how to express it any more than that. And so, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to click that like button. Also, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and click that bell icon if you haven't already. And until next time, this is Mastery and Gamer signing off, and have a great day.